Talk about these NBA finals, man.
Yeah. Speaking of LeBron
Thoughts?
James, who wasn't there. It was one of the best finals in a while. I think it was great for basketball, for the NBA, basketball as a whole, internationally speaking. I mean, this is probably one of the most legitimate NBA champions that we've had.
Yeah.
Because they're truly world champions. Because it's two different countries.
Wait. Okay, well,
Well,
in that
instance,
instance,
it is another
earning the
country.
title.
So yeah, let's talk about that.
Should we go game by
So
game?
do you think they deserved it?
Absolutely, no, definitely. So when they first got in, absolutely, because when they first got in, everybody was healthy except KD, I had a feeling I don't know if I said it here on the podcast that they were going to win at least 1 or 2 games. I didn't think they were going to take it. I ain't going to bullshit as if I was on the whack.
Right.
They were going to take 1 or 2 games, and I knew it because of the height. They were long.
Yeah.
They were able to they had a unique position the way the team was set up, where they had tall guys who were athletic. You had Marc Gasol, who could post up to score, or he could post up to pass, and these big guys could really pass. And I was like, Golden State's going to have a problem with that. And then for them to do what they did, while Klay Thompson was still in most of those games, it was impressive.
I'm not gonna lie, I gave him a gentleman's sweep. I gave him 1 game. I expected him to win that first game at home. You know what I'm saying? And game 2 went the way I thought it would. Golden State taking it and it being 1-1 with them going back to Golden State. Right. I did not expect Golden State to not win a game at home, at all. It was tough, man. It sucked to see KD go down again.
They had these clips that they were showing online where they zoomed in on his calf and showed it just give.
Yeah. You see,
that was intense,
like a rubber band.
But that changes everything, right?
Oh yeah, the whole NBA is flipped upside down.
In terms of the free agency.
Absolutely, not even just KD, but
and I'm very upset
too.
I'm very upset.
Caused a huge. So this is the thing. If we're going to talk about the KD portion of it, it may or may not have an effect on it. Depends on what he wants to do.
Okay.
And
he got surgery.
Even if he didn't get hurt, though, we still be in the same position. I think because he was injured, right? So this is the whole thing. This is what they were saying when he got the calf injury, when we thought it wasn't that big a deal, right? He had calf sprain. Right. I think it was right. Calf strain. So they were saying that the way it was going, the way the series was going, people were saying if Golden State loses to Toronto somehow, maybe Kevin Durant stays in Golden State for at least 1 more year because he has to go ahead and finish that.
So here's the thing, right? From what I understand, because I was watching First Take? Or was it? I think it was First Take. No, it was Undisputed. I was watching Undisputed. And from what I understand, he was misdiagnosed in terms of the injury.
I can see that.
And they were putting all this. Okay, so I think they indirectly put pressure on Kevin Durant to feel obligated to come back during this series because they were saying, "Oh yeah, it's a such and such injury. He's coming back. So me as Kevin Durant, I'm hearing everybody say he's coming back. Now I'm like, dang, I gotta come back because they're expecting me back. You know what I'm saying? So that's the pressure that they're putting on him. But here's my problem with that.
That's funny you said
the organization. I feel. How do I put it? I feel like in the back of their minds, they weren't thinking long term because they weren't really thinking, hey, let's keep Kevin Durant healthy for the long term because in their minds, they feel like Kevin Durant's probably going to leave. So let's get as much productivity out of him during this series as possible to get that extra championship. So then that way, if he does leave, we got our championship already. We're good. That's how I see it.
You've solidified the I don't call it a dynasty. I don't think it's. I think it's
record
a little too strong.
Yeah,
but yeah, their success as champions, I think, going back to back and like this would have been 3 in 3 years.
Yeah,
because they got the one break with LeBron, so it was like 4 in 3 years. Putting up Patriots numbers. Only Golden State never cheated.
Yeah, facts. I mean, I feel like initially when the series first started and they weren't playing KD, I feel like KD was hurt, but I think they underestimated Toronto. I feel like
I think everybody in this.
Well, yeah, definitely that. I feel like they felt like they didn't necessarily need KD and for that time. Let him heal up, let him get his stuff together, whatever like that, and heal up.
So I'm glad you said that, man. Yeah. So this is a situation. People are gonna talk about the legitimacy of this championship. This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I was saying before the series is even over. Should Golden State have won without Kevin Durant? Yes. Would they have probably won if Kevin Durant was healthy? I would say yeah. They probably would have won in 6, if I'm being honest. With KD active,
but do you think?
But without him, they can't say that they didn't win because of him. They didn't win because they weren't prepared.
But you got to remember how points on the board though. That one game that he played, he without his points.
True. I mean, they might have still want to pull it out. I mean, Clay was still shooting well that night.
Yeah, no.
But they should have still won without KD. We were talking before about how they've kind of tried to sew up their certainty to get into the finals. Before they had KD, it was like an 88% chance, right? You get KD, it's like a 95% chance. And then you get Boogie Cousins. Even if he's not 100%, you get an active enough Boogie Cousins, it's 100%.
Right.
So you take KD out of it, you still somewhere around 90% that you should be taking care of business. So when I said that they needed him, I think that they need to be responsible for taking care of business without KD. With KD, it's almost a certainty. But without him, they should have executed and they could have beat Toronto. I think.
Absolutely.
I think they were still a better team, but they didn't execute as well. Like you said, I think they underestimated them. They couldn't adjust. Toronto, one thing that Toronto did that a lot of other teams that played Golden State recently and even in the past didn't do is the consistency. The biggest example of that is when they played the Portland series. Portland was up, I think, for a combination of like 30 points and lost. It's never happened in NBA history. The team was beating Golden State for almost all of their games and came back to lose. The reason was the consistency. You play Golden State, you got to play for the whole time, every quarter, every minute. And you saw
especially the second half.
Right, yeah. And you saw Toronto consistently doing it, and the few times that they slagged off just a little bit, they lost. The one where they lost, I think, by 1 point, they slagged off a little bit in the execution towards the final minutes. Even in this game, it almost got away from them, but then they got back on the gas. And that's what they did, and they played different defenses. They were running a box and one. They were doing zones. They were doing different things.
But they were also doing things that we hadn't seen them do in any other series throughout the playoffs. Especially, Toronto squad, like, they became deeper, it seems, against the Warriors than any other team that they played. Like, Kyle Lowry, all of a sudden, he just took control and decided to actually play decently.
That's another thing. Kyle Lowry has never been more consistent, I think, in a series than he was this last 2 series together.
Yeah, definitely. Serge Ibaka, he showed up. I mean, Siakam, we all knew Siakam was great, but
that had that one game where he couldn't miss. Okay.
It's been ridiculous, man. Gasol, them boys, they definitely wanted it. And Golden State wanted it. Just unfortunate. Yes, they should have won without KD, and they could have possibly won without KD. I think Iggy was hurt. Clay got hurt a couple of times throughout the series. But that last game was definitely that was the one with the torn ACL.
Yeah,
that's tough.